David with Liguori Drag Racing. In this video, I'm going to be going over the shift light on the FuelTech ECU. So first, you want to come to Map Options and enable the shift light. And you can click here, and it will take you right to it. It is in Other Functions, the green section. You can set a unique value. So that's a single value. You can set an each gear value. And if you have in each gear, you have to set up gear change detection for map options. Gear change detection right here. It is in the sensors and calibration tab. And you select how many gears you have here. So if you change this to 5, then you go to shift light again, it's going to take out 6th gear from here. So you can set this at whatever RPM you want, and you can change these and so forth. The dash panel is a option where the dash itself lights up yellow, and it also says shift. You can have a shift output, and the shift output is an output signal that goes to a blue or yellow wire, depending on how you wire it, and it will do both. You can have it do both. You can have it do just the output. I like to have both, or just the one or the other. The more options you have, the better you're going to be able to hit the shift. So if you can do both, you can do both. If you have an FT600, you can come to Map Options, and you can select an RPM LED shift light. If you notice here, you can select the ECU model. If you select off of the FT600 in any fashion here, it does not allow you to do the RPM LED shift light, because the RPM LED shift light is on the top of the FT600. So we see that it's an interface here. We can come to RPM LED shift light in the interface settings, and we can select our RPM range. You can select a single value. You can select each gear on this as well. You can do always on or flashing. You can select different colors. So for example, if you wanted to shift at 11.3 when it alerts you, whether it says whether it's always on or flashing, when it hits the alert, it'll go flashing. You can have it progressive. You can have it all set to 11,300. You can have this set at 12,000. You can have this set at, whatever you want, individual gears. I like to use this if I have a 600. I like to use this and the dash panel, but you have to make sure that you set the RPMs exactly the same on each. It doesn't follow because they're two different settings. So make sure that you set these exactly the same. So if we have 11.3, 12,000, 11.8, we would need to set that up here. And so forth. And now we're going to test it using the engine simulator. For testing purposes, I just made everything 11,300 for the dash panel and the RPM LED shift light. I made everything 11.3. Come up to Tools, Engine Simulator. I need to simulate a validated launch, so I'm going to bring it up to first gear, bring my throttle position up, bring my RPM up past my two-step, which is set at 4750. I'm going to hit the two-step button, release the two-step, and then bring my RPMs up. And at 11,300, we should see everything come on. There we go. And if we don't have the FT600, for example, we'll go to map options, shut that off, write the ECU. Now we just have the dash panel. Bring up the simulator again. Do a validated launch. Hit the two-step, release the two-step, then bring up the RPMs, and here is the shift light on the dash panel. I hope this is a good example of how to set up the shift light and how to test it also using the engine simulator. Thank you.